Hello, this is Patel, and today I'm going to talk about cryptography. Cryptography is the process of enciphering and deciphering message using the special codes. It has existed for thousands of years. So let's look at the history of the cryptography first. The first known evidence of the use of cryptography was found in inscription carved around 1900 BC in the main chamber of the tomb of the nobleman Nuhotop II in Egypt. Now let's fast forward to 100 BC. Julius Caesar was known to use the encryption to deliver the message to his army. Uh, this cipher was known as Caesar cipher. Caesar cipher was basic cipher that shifted three letters in the alphabet. The variant used by Caesar was a shift by three ciphers. Each character was shifted by three places. So the character A was replaced by D, B was replaced by E, and so on and so forth. It is easy to see that such cipher depends on the secrecy of the system and not on the encryption key. Now moving forward to 16th century. Cipher was designed in the 16th century. Cipher was designed by Vigeneret to use the encryption key. In one of his cipher, the encryption key was repeated multiple times, spanning the entire message and adding the message character with the key character module 26 produced the ciphertext. In 19th century, Hebron designed an electromechanical contraption which was called the Hebron rotor machine. Used a single rotor in which the secret key is embedded in the rotating disk. The key encoded a substitution table, and each key pressed from a keyboard resulted in the output of ciphertext. This also rotated the disk by one notch, and different table would then be used for the next plain text character. This was again broken by using the ladder frequencies. Enigma machine, invented by German engineer Arthur Scharich at the end of the World War I. Moving forward to late 1900s, IBM decided to create a cryptography machine called Lucifer. In 1973, National Bureau of Standards in US puts out a request for proposal for block cipher, which would become the national standard. In 1977, the following year, and in the following years, DES was broken by exhaustive search attack. And the main problem with DES was small size of encryption key. In 1977, NIST again put out a request for proposal for a new block cipher. That brings us to the modern cryptography. The modern cryptography is being created with the three different types of category: hash, symmetrical, and asymmetrical. There are also different type of hash and different type of symmetrical and different type of asymmetrical cryptography. We're gonna take a look at each of them. Let's look at the hash first. Hash is the most basic cryptography algorithm. It creates the digital fingerprint for or hash. Hash is used to compare the message and see if the message was altered or not. A secure hash should be fixed size, unique, original, and secure. The first type of hash is MD. MD is the most common one-way hash, which has three versions. MD2, which breaks a message into multiple 128-bit sections. MD4 essentially is the same as the MD2, but uses the 512-bit blocks and utilize the padding if needed. MD5 addresses the issue found with MD4 and it also uses the 512 blocks and uses the variable of 32 bits each in a round robin fashion to create a value that is used generated that generate the digest. At the time, the compression function results in the collision, so this hash method is not considered secure. The next one is SHA, pattern after MD4 and MD5, but created a digest of 160 bit in length. SHA-2 is the family of hash with SHA-224, SHA-256, SHA-234, and SHA-512, SHA-512/224, and SHA-512/256. SHA-3 utilized the sponge function to create the digest, and since it is small, it is utilized in smart devices such as the sensor for the security system. The Whirlpool. The Whirlpool is another hash system, not not patented, and can be used freely for any purposes. It also creates the 512-bit digest. RIPEMD is the last hash that we're going to look today, which utilize the two independent and parallel chains of com computation, and the results are combined after the calculation. RIPEMD has several versions, 128, 160, 256, and 320, with the last number being the digest bit size. Now let's look at the symmetrical algorithms. Symmetrical cryptography algorithms were the original cryptography algorithms to encrypt and decrypt data. With the symmetrical encryption, also called as a private key encryption, the same key is used to encrypt and decrypt the document, whereas in the hashing, the hash will not be encrypted. First type of symmetrical algorithm is DES, one of the first widely used symmetrical algorithm. DES also once primarily used by the military, but due to the popularity, it moved to academic and commercial organization. DES uses the 56-bit key version is no longer considered secure since it has been broken several times. 3DES is designed to replace DES. It also utilizes the 3 rounds of encryption. The cipher text of the first round becomes the input for the second round and sum 16 times, which works out to 48 iteration in the encryption. Also, in more secure version, a different private key is used for round of encryption. AES has designed as replacement of DES and approved by NIST in late 2000. The encryption algorithm is also known as Regiondel. To date, no attack has been successful against the AES. OTP is the last category we're going to look in the symmetrical algorithm. The encryption method cannot be broken mathematically, does not require the use of a computer. Now let's go and look at it. Asymmetrical algorithms. Asymmetrical algorithms are known as public key cryptography. Unlike symmetrical encryption, where one private key is used, asymmetrical encryption utilizes two keys that are mathematically related, known as the public key and private key. RSA is the first category we're going to look at asymmetrical algorithm. RSA was published in 1977 and patterned by MIT in 1983. It was the most common used asymmetrical cryptography algorithm and used by several products as well. Elliptic curve, proposed in mid-1980s. Elliptic curve uses a stopping curve instead of a large prime number. Next, we're going to look at Entru encrypt, the relatively new asymmetrical cryptography algorithm utilizes a lattice-based cryptography rather than a large prime number or point on elliptical curve. Lattice-based cryptography depends on a set of points spaced and is very resistant to quantum computing attacks.